Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to share my lock journey with you guys. On October 16th, I hit my 1-year anniversary. And so I would like to say I've made it, y'all, but the journey continues. So I wanted to just share a little bit about my hair journey and then talk about, do I regret it? What are some of the things that I learned? And will I continue to stay locked? So growing up, I had a mom who was Caucasian and a father who was black. And I think I did all the things of a curly girl. My mom she did give me relaxers. She did style my hair curly sometimes. She would French braid it, put it in ponytails or pigtails, all the things that you would do with a little child in their hair. I was kind of a tomboy, so I wasn't really interested in all of the girly things like hair and all that jazz. But for some reason growing up, it just kind of seemed like my mom, like your mom does your hair and that's what it is. I didn't really have a say. Growing up in the 90s though, curly hair wasn't embraced. It wasn't accepted as it is today. I think it was like maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like 10 years ago is when I think curly hair started to become really accepted and especially embraced in the workplace. Before 6th grade, I went to go live with my dad, and that was an awakening because I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to dress myself. I didn't know how to do my hair. I didn't know the first thing about my hair. And so I know in the 6th grade, I wore my hair in a bun every single day. I'm pretty sure every single day. And I didn't know what gel was, so I had all like my little baby hairs and frizzes sticking up. And I remember trying to get my ponytail like bone straight. I wanted a bone straight ponytail and I wanted it to be perfect. But I was a hot mess. Going into like middle school, high school, I did start to straighten my hair a lot more because I just would get so frustrated. I would be trying to brush my curly hair with a brush and it would just be so tangled because I didn't know about like conditioning your hair and detangling it and all that. And so I would just take a brush and think that I can go straight through it. I remember sitting there one day and just crying because I was like so frustrated. I was so upset with my hair. And I had broken the brush, like the bristles of the brush had popped out. And I was like, this is ridiculous. So I did straighten my hair a lot. I would occasionally get it braided, get it crocheted, but I grew up in Colorado, and in the particular city that I grew up in, it wasn't predominantly black. There were not a lot of people around that knew how to do ethnic hair at all. And so I did the best that I could. I was at the mercy of what I had access to. And I was living with my father, who he didn't know the first thing about hair. And so I think straightening was just easier. And then I would say around 2015, I think it was like late 20s, maybe 25, I just decided I wanted to be healthy, right? And so I didn't want to damage my hair with heat. That was the big thing, is don't damage your hair with heat. So I decided I wasn't going to straighten my hair. And I was going to do the best I could to embrace my curly hair. So that's when I started learning about the curly hair method and all the different products you can put in your hair. And I would attempt to try to wear my hair down. I honestly didn't think I looked good with my curly hair. It was frustrating. And on top of that, my hair wasn't thick. I had thin curly hair that was soft. And so I didn't really have a lot of volume. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with it. And not to mention, it was so much work. But I hung in there, and I would say for probably like 4 or 5 years, I embraced my curly hair. I wore my hair natural, but I quickly started to get fed up with it. I was experiencing single-stranded knots, and it was crazy because I couldn't find anybody who had experienced them, and I couldn't find a solution, and it just felt like my hair was literally coming out because of these single-stranded knots. So every time I would try to detangle my hair, just like so much hair would come out, and I didn't know what to do. And I got pretty frustrated. I got to the point where I literally started praying. I would literally ask the Lord to give me wisdom. I was like, God, show me what I need to do. Is it a product? Do I need to change my diet? Do I need to take a vitamin? Like, what do I need to do to fix my hair? I couldn't find the answer. And so I remember sitting on the couch with my husband, and I was scrolling on Instagram, and literally the thought came to me that I need to lock my hair. Like, that's the answer. And so I started like looking up all about locks and watching videos, and I was trying to find mixed girls that have locked hair. I know that's crazy, but I just was like, is it going to look good on me? I was so nervous, but it seemed like the right answer. And so I remember sharing that with him, and I was just like, he's gonna think I'm crazy, or he's not gonna want me to go through it, because everybody talked about this ugly stage that you go through. And so I shared it with him, and surprisingly, he was on board. Like, he was like, I think this is a good idea. Like, I think you should do it. I think you'll look good. And so I remember calling my friend, Miss Cat, and the craziest thing is that she had made an appointment for the next day to get her hair locked. So I took that as a confirmation. It's like, I'm going for it. I've tried everything. I've had all the hairstyles. Like, I'm tired of this and I need an answer. So 2 weeks later, I scheduled my appointment to get my hair locked. The original lady that locked my hair, and I would go back to her a couple more times, she did a really good job, and I definitely know she's knowledgeable. She knows what she's doing. However, I don't like the product she used because it was like so sticky and waxy, and I remember coming home and all my hair was just, it was coil. So the method I went with was the coil method to lock it, because I knew that would be good for my hair because my hair is tight, very tight curls. But it was just so like sticky, and I didn't know what to do with it, and that part was rough. Shortly after, I felt like my locks were too thin, and so I was a little bit disappointed because I had wished that my loctician had told me like, hey, your locks, they're probably too thin. So at my next appointment, well, my first retwist, we decided to combine my locks to make them a little bit thicker. And honestly, I think that was the best decision, but I do think that it delayed the process a little bit, and I definitely think it affected the form of my locks. So I think some of them, like, I have a little bit of a thicker part than others, but overall I think they're doing well. So everybody says that during your lock journey you go through this ugly stage. I think I went through it, and maybe that's just insecurity talking, because wearing my hair down for me is just big in general. Like, I'm a type of girl who loves my hair up, and that's actually hard because my husband prefers my hair to be down, but I love updos. I think it looks good on me. I think it's flattering. I think it's just my style. But like I said, my husband loves my hair down, so I think in the beginning stages, wearing my locks down was a little bit hard for me. It was rough. I definitely preferred styles. Something else that I learned the hard way, it's very important that almost on a daily basis you go through and you separate them. I don't know if it's the same for anybody else out there, but my hair really seems to like to mat together very easily. So I will say that that is good, because my hair did start budding like right away. I experienced budding. And even to this day, like, I haven't had one lock come undone. So that's really awesome. But I did, because I didn't separate one time, I've just had so much mats, and then essentially you have to like tear your hair apart to separate it and make it, and you know, form it and make it look nice. So I wish that I would have known that. I don't think I've heard anyone talk about that in their lock journey. So maybe it's just with soft hair or my hair. I know a lot of people do decide to go with the instant locking method, but I've kind of been enjoying the process. Will I stay locked? And yes, I will. It has hands down been the best thing I've ever done, the best decision I decided to go with. I definitely think it's confirmation that this was the answer from God that I had been searching for. My hair has flourished. I think just with me like touching your hair minimally has been the best thing for my hair. and it's grown. Like I think it's finally gonna go past my shoulders, y'all. I think we're past my shoulders, but it's gonna go further. And so I'm very happy with my hair. It's not all the way locked, so I'm hoping that in this next year my hair will be completely locked. I do plan in the future, I really want to add some lock jewelry, and I really would like to dye it, but I don't want to like color it until it's completely locked. But if you guys have any suggestions or ideas or things that you think would be great in it, please let me know. And please share anything that has helped you on your lock journey. But so far I'm loving it, and I don't think I would ever go back to curly hair. Well, that's my journey. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.